I want to thank you for caring about the outcome of this race. I want to thank you for what you have done. Every time you voted for me, you voted for Marty, you voted for Elizabeth, you voted for these other candidates here who are Democrats, because when you did, you voted for yourself.
Yes.
8 years ago, we were 47th in the nation in job creation. We had population leaving the state. Every time there was a tough budget call, the first thing cut was the school budget. We had health care ideas, but hundreds of thousands of people without any health care today, available to them. Today, we are growing faster than the national growth rate and at a 25-year high in employment. We are #1 in America in student achievement, in health care coverage, in veteran services, in energy efficiency, in economic competitiveness, in entrepreneurial activity. Our budgets have been balanced for 8 years. We have the highest bond rating in the history of the Commonwealth, and you can marry whomever you love. I'm here to tell you, we are not yet where we need to be, but we are sure not where we once were.
That's right.
And that is the work you and I have to do together.
That's right.
This is not about the candidates alone. I'm excited about Martha and Steve. I'm excited about Maura. I'm excited about the whole Democratic ticket. But at the end of the day, their elections are not about them any more than mine was about me. It's about you.
That's right.
And about a vision of governing that sees you. Sees you. See, it turns out, I can tell you this confidently after 8 years, that there are a handful of people, many of them good people, who know exactly how to look after their interests up on Beacon Hill, no matter who the governor is.
That's right.
They know how to get their phone call returned. They know how to get a meeting with the governor. It doesn't matter whether the governor's a Democrat or Republican. I work with them. Many of us do. They're good people. But your interest, everybody else's interest, depends on whether the governor sees you and is thinking about you and worrying about you. And if you think that issues that we're talking about in this race, like earned sick time and universal health care, are abstract issues, let me give you an example of what makes a difference between a Democrat and a Republican. Some of you may know we did some hard work 4 or 5 years ago to reform the Coakley system.
That's right.
The Coakley system I've known about for a long time, but when I started campaigning a decade ago, I heard again and again and again about how the Coakley system was keeping good people who had paid their debt from getting back into productive life.
Bring the truth.
And time after time after time, I met those good people. By the way, real live good people, not made up good people.
Amen. Amen.
And working with the legislature and with an awful lot of you and others, we got a good Coakley reform bill enacted 4 years ago. And we came out to Freedom House and signed the bill at Freedom House. I don't know where it is. And that's right. It was in a couple hundred people in an unair-conditioned hall on one of the hottest days in the history of time. But there were, I know. And we were excited. It was a lot hotter there than it is here. But we were excited and euphoric. And we signed that bill. And after I signed the bill, a guy gave me his cell phone. And he said, talk to my friend. And I talked to his friend, and his friend said, Governor, I want you to know the bill you just signed, that's going to change my life.
Amen.
That would have been enough. But the story does not end there. 2 weeks ago tomorrow, I was out in Springfield at an event, and we got there early. And we went to a local restaurant down by the Basketball Hall of Fame to get lunch. It was a little bit before the lunch break. And we ordered some sandwiches, and we're standing in the front waiting for the sandwiches to come. And a guy in a chef's outfit comes up and does a double take, which I have told many of you I'm used to now because I'm taller on TV. And he said, Governor, do you remember signing the Corey bill? I said, yes, I do. He said, Governor, do you remember talking to a guy on a cell phone that day? And I said, well, now you mention it, I do. He said, I was that guy. He said, I was sitting in jail when I took that call. I got out of jail and got this job on account of Corey reform. He is the executive chef at that restaurant today. Here's the point. Here's the point. Democrats see the human souls behind our policy choices. When we are looking at the line items for education or mental health, it's not math. It's people. That's what Mayor Menino was about. He understood the people behind those choices. He understood the people behind the budget. That's what makes us Democrats. That's why I'm proud to be a Democrat, and that's why I'm supporting this Democrat, Martha Coakley. Now you can get swayed and swooning over differences in personality. But let me tell you, the message on the other side is exactly the same as it was 16 years ago. In fact, even 4 years ago, even though the messenger is smiling this time around. It is the same message. The same message that was just about something else other than people. Compare. Our candidate is talking about earned sick time and universal pre-K. Their candidate is talking about tax cuts for big companies that don't need them and haven't asked for them. What does it tell you? So if you care about people, if this is about more than abstract policy choices, because that's an amusing kind of exercise, if you actually are interested not just in those who are already comfortable, but in a pathway for those who want to be comfortable, a great school, a safe neighborhood, an affordable health care plan, an economy that is expanding out so that everybody has a chance, not just up to the well-connected, then this is what you have to do. Yes, you have to get out and vote for Martha Coakley and Steve Kerrigan, and for every other candidate on the Democratic side, a show of hands, how many of you are going to do that?
All of us.
All right.
All of us.
But here's what else you have to do, and everybody has said it. Get 5 others.
That's right.
Get those 5 to get 5 others.
Yes.
Talk to your friends, your neighbors, your co-workers, the cranky uncle we all have. Talk to somebody who doesn't already agree with us. Show folks the respect of bringing them in to their own civic and political future. Go out and get that vote. Because if our vote comes out, we win. And if you go ask, our vote comes out. That way we win, we deserve to win, and we can take this Commonwealth to the next level with the next governor of the Commonwealth, Martha Coakley.